recording back down there, but I was just in a fight for my life to get up this road. This has to be the craziest bush road I've ever taken this truck up it. Whole nother ball game. I almost couldn't get up it. It was so steep and rocky. I was actually spinning tires and so overgrown. Look at this stuff. It's serious country. Heading up a shoulder of a mountain here. I don't even know why I'm going up here. Really surprised this road's passable. I was just trying to get up into the sun. And I got on this road and it got to some really hairy sections. I had to back up and get speed just to get the ram up it. Like, the thing is just gnarly steep. I don't know what it's for. Must just be for pickups. Wow. He's wrapping me around into this viewpoint. But I am above the clouds. Well, I suppose I should go one more. Lots of rock and steep country. Lots of rock and lots of water. Up a random spur, just a random spur, and I don't think it's been driven on in a long time. Kind of a scary place to be, because I mean, there's so much rockfall and landslides and all that kind of stuff out this way. Wow. That put some fuel through her. That was serious. I probably should have recorded lower down, but the guy needed two hands just to get the truck up this thing. I thought they were big time roads out by Revelstoke. I thought they were big time roads out in the Rockies, but here, outside of Vancouver, it's so steep everywhere. Everything's a cliff. And there's so much water and growth, and everything's on another level. I know I probably said that about a million roads, but this one really is a kind of freaky to come back down now. I have to turn this video off and record on the way back down, because I'm going to need to use the range gears and just crawl. Anyways, just wanted to show you guys what I was getting into here. Glad I'm up here now. My turnaround spot. Oh yeah. Nice to be able to turn around. Now it's going to be a low range crawl down this hill, guys, that I came up last night. Honestly, I know I've said this a bunch of times, but new craziest logging road I've ever taken this down. So we're going to low. We're going first gear. We're putting our seat belts on, and we're just crawling down this thing because it's gnarly. It was all loose rock, eh? Like, I don't know if it's been driven up in a really long time. Sun's just peeking over the mountain there. Gorgeous area, boys. Gorgeous area. Outside of Hope, which is just outside of Vancouver. You guys will have all heard of that. And then up into the hills from there. So, I've always looked at it on the satellite, but I've never actually came up in here. Just on my way back to the valley, and this is like a whole nother route that I've never taken to get back. But these hills are so steep, even the low range isn't going to slow the truck down. I'm still going to have to use a lot of brake. Ooh. Sharp rock scraping the undercarriage there. But yeah, gorgeous area. Incredible sights everywhere. Just had some blackberries or black raspberries, and just going to creep on out of here now. Oh, everything's hitting. All these rocks are hitting. I don't want to hit all these rocks. I'd rather go over them or around them. Best to put the tires on the rocks rather than the transmission and oil pan. Nice thing about these trucks though is they have there's a big cross member for part of the frame that goes right across the front of the truck, and so that protects your steering, your rack, pinion, and then everything, tie rods, all that stuff's protected by this big cross member. Whereas on a lot of trucks you'll see that stuff's kind of exposed out in the front, and some guys think it looks cool, but I've hit a ton of stuff with that big cross member. It's actually got some serious dents in it because I've like clobbered some big rocks, and if that had hit my steering, it would have broke my steering. Sorry, I got something in my eye here. So it was kind of another little genius thing that Dodge did with these trucks. I mean, all trucks should have it. It's not a skid plate, but it's a solid piece of steel, and everything hits that first. Excuse me. Yeah, hell of an area. I came up here last night just on an Explorer, but then I figured why not just spend the night, so I had the killerest view. What a place to wake up and go to sleep. Like, I think I'm up pretty high elevation because my ears, I went on a hike this morning up higher up the mountain and my ears were hurting. I think I saw a cougar last night, just the silhouette of one up on the ridge line. It was not a deer. It was four-legged, had a long tail, and it was scoping me, and then something alerted me in my head. I thought, look, there's something up there. Before I'd even looked, I looked up and there something was, and once it saw that I saw it, it skirted around, hopped, and then it came around another cliff and looked again, and I was still looking at it. So that time it knew it was seen, and it darted off further up the mountain. But I got out of there and came back to the truck because it was twilight right around when they hunt. And I know that they're all used to the human predator profile, right? I heard Remy Warren saying that on a podcast, that all these animals are used to the human predator profile, so they don't exactly give chase or anything. They're scared, right? They're scared of a human. Unless you run. Like, I saw a video, everybody's probably seen it online, of a guy running from like a little cougar, and he was running and screaming like a girl, and this little cougar is chasing him. But from watching the video, it doesn't even look to me like the cougar even wants anything to do with him. It's just chasing him because he's running, just like a cat, right? Well, it is a cat. So if you do see one, don't run. Just back out. Keep your eye on it and back out. Hopefully you've got a stick or a rock or something. Then a lot of people forget, like, we can throw things. That's sort of one of our secret weapons, right? Sure, we built all these guns and all this stuff now, but we can actually throw things. That's what we used to do for defense and for hunting. And we still do it. Like over here, when you hunt grouse, you can just throw a rock at them. So you can scare a lot of animals off by just throwing a rock at them or a stick or whatever, right? Just crazy roads, guys. Like crazy roads. Blasted out logging roads. Unbelievable zone. I'm going to go further into the Cascades today. Down towards the U.S. border, and I don't know how long it's going to take me to make it out of here. I started advertising again for contracting back in Kelowna because I got to get back to making some money. And now that the smoke is cleared, it rained there, big rain, and so the smoke cleared, and so I'm going to go back to work, get to making some money, throw it into the channel. I don't know what ended up happening with this job. I don't think that I got it. So it was an electrical job, eh? I talked to my buddy who was basically doing the hiring, and it's an electrical job. So they couldn't really give it to me, I guess. But I can always apply for another one if that comes up, which they have been. But in the meantime, I gotta start getting geared up for winter here. And start putting some money together. Find a place. I'll stay in here for September now, but it's cold all of a sudden, guys. It's not like it used to be. I can remember years when September we'd be swimming in the lake. It'd be 30 degrees all the way up to the end of September back in 05, maybe 06. Now it's cold. It's been cold for most of August, especially at nights and stuff. So I think this winter is going to come on strong, like snow in October kind of thing. So here I'll be still living in this thing. I might want to move into a place for October, but probably November for sure. I mean, a guy could survive in here all winter, right? It's not... You guys know me. I'm just going to put up my window here because this thing's throwing... These wet branches are throwing water in at me. But yeah, a guy can survive in here all winter and get by, but it just sucks, right? You want to be inside when you get off work because it's cold outside, and there's nowhere to be inside in this thing. Like doing this trip, I've spent the majority of my time outside, right? Like you guys know that. So I'm always outside, and that's kind of why I wanted to do this. I said this at the start. I like the bush. I like being outside, and so I spent my whole summer out here. But come winter time, I mean, if a guy had a camper or something, a trailer with a wood stove, well, then I'd be laughing. But barring that, I'm gonna have to get a place. So that's the plan. I put my ad up. I'm gonna go back to town, line up some jobs, hopefully bang those out, And then I'll rent a place maybe out in Nelson or something. Shared living where I can meet some more new people. That's the thing, guys. This trip has just been incredible. And I guess soon I'll have to start making wrap-up videos. But what a trip. I mean, I was thinking there this morning when I woke up, it's not just the places I've seen, but the people. I've met some incredible people on this trip. And it's almost unbelievable. Just down at this big camp trip I just did down at Cultus Lake, a lot of people came. There must have been 20 people, 25, like with the extra people that came that others had invited. And what an amazing trip it was. Like, I just met some of the most amazing people. And now we're going to stay friends. I got numbers, and we've been talking even since. And so I'm going to make a point to stay in touch with them. That's what I've been doing for the last however many years. And now I've got all these new friends. So if you guys are out there and you're lonely and you need more friends, maybe you're not lonely, but you just would like some more friends because you're bored. Next time you meet some people, get their number. People that you like and you're clicking with, often they won't ask for yours, right? Sometimes they will, which makes a person feel really nice. But lots of times they won't, and so you got to take the initiative. Look at this, guys. This is what I came to up last night. Oh man, I got to pull out the camera out of the truck here to show you guys. Oh! Just scraped the whole underbody. It's a really old road that had this on it before, this gravel, but then because you get so much runoff and rain out here, like, it's a snow belt, this area, guys, and the rain belt too, because the ocean's just over there. And so this is some of the first mountains it hits. It washes all that dirt off, and all you're left with is rocks. So I don't think a lot of people come up here. I was actually pretty impressed that the Ram made it. There was one area down there I had to take about 4 tries just to get up here. And it was worth it. It was worth it. Nice to see, like, get up into these mountains and see some stuff. So anyways, to go back with what I was saying, you've got to take that initiative to get those people's numbers, and then not only that, but then reach out to them. It's going to be awkward, right? You're going to feel like you're kind of, you don't, like, maybe they might think you don't have friends or you're desperate or needy or something. It's not like that at all. What you got to do is, and this is something that rich people do. I remember hearing about Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. I remember reading about how he had a list of something crazy, like 1,000 people that he would call on a regular basis and just kind of touch base and see what's going on, like networking, right? With all these different people, small-time basketball coaches up here in Canada and stuff, and people that didn't really mean anything, but Kobe Bryant was calling them all the time just to see how they're doing. It's just something that successful people do. CEOs do this, right? The yearly call. They call everyone in their address book once a year, and just to see how it's going and put in that call and stay connected with them, right? This is how another part of success. And so you want to make sure you get those people's numbers that you meet that are really awesome people and that you really click with, and then reach out. Wait a couple weeks, whatever, reach back out with a text, and then do it again and again, and just constantly call and reach out to these people over the months and years, and link up with them when you can, when you're in their area. And just that way you'll end up with a whole bunch of great people in your Rolodex. And like I've learned over and over again in my life, it's not about what you know, it's who you know. And you gotta be nice to these people. Like, just be the best person you can be. Just listen to them. And people are awesome. And when you get a chance to meet someone new and really listen to them, it is amazing when you see them light up and talk about themselves and tell you all kinds of amazing stuff. And that's how you really learn. So I'm kind of rambling on now. But that is a really... This thing's got a big plastic piece there on the front, on the bottom. It's actually broken now from recent drives, but I always hear it scrape the ground first too, so it lets me know when I'm getting too close to the ground. Anyways, guys, this is an important skill for success in life, and I know a lot of people out there, they don't do this. They meet all kinds of amazing folks all the time, and they cross paths and they never end up talking to that person again. They just stick with their core group. But that's not, I don't think, the way. I think if you can handle it, it only takes a little bit. Maybe even take once a year like the CEOs do and call everyone that you've met and everyone that was important that you got their number. And this is a success principle that I'm just starting to learn, and I've just been putting into practice for the last, I'm gonna say 2, maybe 3 years. And now I've got all these new friends, and they're all over BC, guys. That's what's incredible. They're all over BC. So everywhere a guy goes now, I've got all these people, right? It just blows my mind. I think this might have been the area I couldn't get up last night. You can see my tires were spinning right there. And I know it doesn't look like much, but you get that loose rock, it can be really hard. So remember that tip for the day, bush truck tip for the day. We're feeling good, boys. Hopefully we can get some work lined up, and like I showed you guys that F3 the other day, I want to be buying something like that. And we can take that, something like that off-road and get into her. Going into drive now. We're down off the gnarly stuff. Yeah, like... And that video did so well too, because it's got another truck in it. No one wants to see this stuff. So this video is over. I was happy to document it. For anybody that watched it, if you enjoyed, please leave a comment. Please leave a like, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks, guys. Okay, so we came down to another road. I was just on that other road over there, and that guy told me they're going to lock the gate. So we came just down the road about 2 kilometers and found a different logging road, has no gate. This is a problem that's happening here that my buddy was telling me about. We're seeing more and more of this locked gate crap. They're locking us out of our bush. They go in and take the resources, and then they don't want the guy to be able to get in there. Well, I don't know what's up with that. I mean, if you're going to go in and do the thing, then you would think you would want a guy to be, you would allow a guy to come in after. You know, the public should be able to get in there. But we're down near the city now, and it's a lot different than way out in the interior where most of my videos are formed. You're like, these people down here near Vancouver, they consider that way out there, right? It's the bush. How you doing? Good. Just looking around.
Yeah, there'll be some traffic coming up behind me.
Okay, right on.
All right.
Cheers. I'm sorry cameras down, but it's kind of embarrassing for a guy, but he said that there's going to be some traffic coming out behind him, so maybe I'll just pull in here and make my lunch. See, these guys, they love the bush, eh? So when they run into you and you tell them that you're just looking around, they know they like to do the same thing. They like to be in the bush too. That's what they do. They work in the bush. They go into the bush on their weekends. So they don't give a guy a hard time, but then it's the government or whoever their boss is, whoever makes them lock gates. So anyways, I'm going to make some lunch.